Hey, what's up? Welcome back dito sa ating channel dito sa Mobs TV. Alright. So tayo nagbabalik muli mga babayan para sa isa na namang reaction video at ngayon ay pag-uusapan natin ang video galing dito sa channel ni Ariel TV. Alright, so yan muli no mga babayan at syempre bago ang lahat ay inianyahan ko po kayong isubscribe ang channel ni Ariel TV. Nandiyan sa ibaba ang full video link. I-click nyo lang po at isubscribe at supportahan natin ang kanyang channel mga kababayan. At eto na nga no, PCG nagsalita na, pinapadami na ang barko at sinagot ang Chekwa sa paninisi nito. Tama nga lang ba ang ginawa ng PCG no na sagutin ng mga Chinese? O ang China sa kanilang mga pahayag no dyan sa mga nangyayari sa West Philippine Sea. Kung kayo ay sumasang-ayon, i-comment down nyo dyan sa ibaba, alright? At bago natin umpisahan ang ating video ngayon, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, at comment dyan sa comment section at i-click ang notification bell para ma-update kayo sa mga latest video uploads sa atin. Huwag na natin patagalin to, umpisahan na natin, let's go!
And the leadership and all members of the Senate will be increasing the budget of the Coast Guard, the Philippine Coast Guard.
Magandang araw mga ka-aerial defense, may ibabahagi na naman ako sa inyo dahil ngayong araw na ito ay may bagay tayong pag-uusapan. Pondo ng PCG dinagdagan para paganahin pa ang ibang barko ng Pilipinas. Pero bago tayo magpatuloy, wag mo muna kalimutan mag-like, share, and subscribe. Paki-follow at like muna ng aming page na nasa description na ang link. Nakatakdang tumanggap ang Philippine Coast Guard ng sapat na pagtaas sa kanilang budget para sa susunod na taon. Ibinunyag ni Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri nitong Lunes.
And I'd like to, before we end, I know that there are no more members who wish to ask questions on the DOTR. I'd just like to put on record, Madam Sponsor, that this representation and the leadership and all members of the Senate will be increasing the budget of the Coast Guard, the Philippine Coast Guard. I will not anymore mention the amounts and what it's for.
Ayan mga babayan na, Senado na nagsabi na kung saan ay i-increasean nila ang budget ng Philippine Coast Guard.
We've already discussed it in private. They will be very happy and pleasantly surprised with the outcome.
Ginawa ni Zubiri ang anunsyo sa deliberasyon ng plenaryo ng Senado sa panukalang budget ng PCG, na isang attached agency ng Department of Transportation o DOTR, ngunit bago ang pahayag ni Zubiri, humingi na ng paliwanag si Senate Minority Leader Aquilino Coco Pimentel sa pangangailangang dagdagan ang alokasyon ng PCG ng 1.3 billion pesos. Si Senator Grace Poe, ang sponsor ng DOTR 2024 budget, ay nagsabi na ang PCG ay gumagastos ng 1.7 billion pesos taon-taon para sa gasolina lamang ng mga barko ng PCG.
With the Coast Guard, we found out that a lot of their ships are inoperable because they're not being maintained. Wala silang pera for maintenance. The recommendation is they should be maintained every month and then dry dock at least twice in 5 years. Yung overhaul ng inspection. So, actually, the Senate gave the most increase in their budget given the scenario that we have right now in the West Philippine Sea. Sila yung ating first line of defense doon. Kung wala namang gasolina para patakbuhin yung mga barko nila, walang mangyayari. Hindi tayo makaka-inspect.
Yes, actually, recent events have shown us the importance of the Philippine Coast Guard. So, West Philippine Sea, ang gusto ko lang sabihin, ano po kayo you are a trusted government agency. Now is the time to tell us what you need, what you want. Makikinig ang Kongreso sa iyo and most likely will grant it. Okay? So, kung na tayo dumaan sa ganun, sayang na nagkaroon pa tayo ng finding doon. Sana, wala na sana tayong pinag-uusapan. So, okay, let's just be careful because let's not, in any way taint the very positive image of the Coast Guard right now. Okay? Dumaan din kayo sa mga sa past. May mga memory din ako na medyo may mga insidenteng hindi maganda. So, kung pwede wag na tayong mabalik dun sa ganung panahon. So, we wish you all the best. Basta Mark my word, minority ako. I'm telling you, kung anong majority gustong tulungan ka, pati minority andito po ready to help the Philippine Coast Guard. Take advantage of this fact. Thank you.
Idinagdag niya na karamihan sa mga sasakyang pandagat ng PCG ay hindi operational dahil ang mga ito ay hindi na maintenance dahil sa kakulangan ng pondo. Binanggit ni Poe na may iba pang gawain ang PCG tulad ng pagsuri sa ilegal na pangingisda, terorismo, smuggling, at human trafficking na aktibidad sa dagat. Nauna nang sinabi ng tagapagsalita ng PCG na si Commodore J. Terrilan na ang plano ng Kongreso na palakasin ang pagpopondo ng PCG ay susuportahan ang operational capability nito sa pagganap nito sa papel sa West Philippine Sea. Matatandaan dahil sa porsigido ang ating gobyerno na palakasin ang ating Coast Guard ay mabilis nilang naaprubahan ang pagdagdag ng 5 malaking barko ng PCG. Sa pagtatanong nga sa PCG kung paano nito mapapalakas ang kakayahan ng PCG at kailan nga ba ito darating, ito ang kanyang sagot.
Well, yeah, you're correct, Mike. We already received 12 Coast Guard vessels, the MRRVs, 10 44-meter vessels, and 2 97-meter vessels. We really specifically requested for this 97-meter vessels, the bigger ones, because right now we only have 2 of those. And we also recognize how important these big vessels are in maintaining our presence in the West Philippine Sea. Besides from the fact that it can patrol the area in a longer period of time because of its, as it increase its size, the longer the duration of the patrol it can sustain. And secondly, also in terms of sustaining the operational deployment, particularly during bad weather. Of course, if you have smaller vessels, then it would be very difficult for our Coast Guard personnel to sustain the patrol. But if you have bigger vessels who can patrol in the West Philippine Sea and also in other parts of the country, even in Eastern Seaboard, with bigger vessels, that's highly advantageous. This is the reason why we requested the Japanese Prime Minister when he came to the Philippine Coast Guard for us to provide 5 more of those 97 meters. And as you learned,
when are we expecting those?
Hopefully, it would be one of the first 97 meters will be delivered next year. Then, the other 4 more will also be delivered.
Sinagot naman ng PCG ang gawa-gawang storya o kwento ng China sa nangyayari sa West Philippine Sea na tila sinisisi nila ang Pilipinas. Sinabi ng PCG na hindi natin kailangan makipagkumpetensya dahil nakikita naman sa video ng buong mundo kung sino talaga ang nanghaharas sa West Philippine Sea.
Tama.
Well, I think we're not competing with better narrative because if narrative is a competition, then we might just be telling lies, right, to convince the international community. I wouldn't say that there's a competition of narrative because on our part in the Philippine government, particularly the Coast Guard, one of the main reasons why we are embedding journalists and our media friends is for them to tell the right story, the accurate. On the part of the Chinese, I don't want to glorify their own version of video clip because I know for a fact what really happened. And it's not the state media on the part of the Philippines who's doing the disclosure of the event that transpired. We are relying on our civilian reporters, media friends, and we are not dictating them how are they going to release the footages that they captured on their own. So I wouldn't comment on their version of story because definitely I know that we have more factual narrative and it's supported by those media who boarded our Philippine Coast Guard vessel.
Matatandaan na namataan sa nakaraang resupply mission ang eroplanong pinadala ng Estados Unidos para magbantay sa mangyayari sa supply mission, at tinawag nga ito ng PCG bilang eye in the sky kaya mahalaga ang alyansa natin sa Estados Unidos.
Well, first of all, before I respond to your first question, Mike, I would say that the presence of the ISR plane of the United States is very substantial for our operations in the West Philippine Sea. They're like our eye on the sky. We can be able to see them real time on what is happening, how it transpired, and how the Chinese are becoming more aggressive as we prepare for the movement of our Coast Guard vessels. But your second question, was it coordinated? On the part of the Coast Guard, we are just the escort vessels here, Mike. But for the coordination with the U.S. military, I would believe that it is the Department of National Defense or the Armed Forces of the Philippines who has such responsibility, and whether they coordinated or not, I think they're the proper authority to respond to that question. I think overall, the most substantial observation that we can say, the difference with other past resupply operation is that this time we were able to monitor the presence of 38 Chinese vessels. Of course, of all those 38 vessels, there were only 5
Dami,
China
no?
Coast Guards who really actively participated in blocking operation against the Philippine Coast Guard and also the supply boats. And then it was also assisted by 6 Chinese maritime militia vessels. So there were only 11, but it is worth noting that there were 27 Chinese vessels within the immediate vicinity of Ayungin Shoal.
Para sa mas madaming update tungkol sa ating
Alright,
defense,
so
abangan
mga
lamang ang
kababayan,
aking mga
Grabe, no? Ganong karami yung mga barko doon na humarang dito sa mga resupply na vessel, no, ng Philippine Coast Guard. Pero itong maganda rito, mga babae, no, parating na, no, yung mga barko ng Pilipinas na malalaki, no, para po sa Philippine Coast Guard. Yan po ang ating aantayin, no. Ano dumating na yung mga yan sa lalong madaling panahon, no? Pero syempre, hindi naman agad-agad yan. Hindi naman magic yan na nabibili lang, no? Yan lang nabibili lang sa tabi-tabi, no? Taon yan, takes time, no, mga babayan. Pero syempre, habang tumatagal yan, na i-deliver, nadadagdagan yung pondo ng PCG, parami ng parami, palaki ng palaki, no, yung puwersa ng PCG. Which is yan yung maganda na ginagawa ngayon ng ating gobyerno, right? Yan, muli maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga patuloy na nakasuporta dito sa ating channel. At kung bago ka pa lang, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, at comment dyan sa comment section. At i-click ang notification bell para ma-update kayo sa mga latest video uploads natin. Kita-kits tayo sa ating next video. Ito muli ang inyo Kuya Mobs sa Mobs TV. Peace. I'm out.